Okay, so I went to preview your assessment. Your assessment's here. Let me preview it. So you're going to click your 8-digit ID number. Once you click your 8-digit, you put those in there on the link. Click the link with your 8-digit ID number. Then it'll go to here and it'll say begin test. For me, it says continue because I just took a peek at it. There's 16 questions. All right. Now this looks a little different. We haven't done one of these in a while. So it's going to be the numbers on the side here, all the way to 16, A, B, C, D, multiple choice. And then here, you use this bar to go through all of the questions in here up to 16. Okay, now hit this button, makes it smaller, hit it again, it makes it full screen. So it should be a little easier to look at. If you need to zoom in even more, you can always do that and zoom in on exact questions if you're having trouble visually. I made one mistake that I know of so far, and it's a very minimal, minor mistake, but it's with question 7. So question 7's right here. I'll zoom in even more. And obviously these are X's for bases. And then I put 5s because I was thinking of the number up here. My brain just started going 5s. So the answer is still in here, but the 5 is not, it's not supposed to be 5, it's supposed to be X. And I'll help you out. I'll give you a freebie. When you do this problem, you're going to get X to the -7th. If you add this across, you're going to get -7. It's not A. -7, 5 to the negative, or X to the -7, excuse me, it would be D. And we're going to go over some of these right now, but I just gave you a freebie. Go to question 7, click D. Do not get out of order with these and start putting stuff in wrong answers in different numbers. You're going to mess everything up. So I went to question 7. I'm giving you a freebie right now, okay? Now let's do some more practice on my whiteboard. All right, so let's take a look at my whiteboard. I'm going to look at the test and just start doing some practice ones. One of them looks just like this, okay? I have it like this with my parentheses. Let me get my stylus out. And it was to like maybe the -5. All right, what are we going to do here? You should know the rule is to multiply those. When you multiply a negative, remember in there, negative times a positive negative, but you're not allowed to keep it negative. This has to change. Remember, it has to flip. When it's a negative, it has to flip sides, and that's your final answer, okay? So remember, when you have a negative, you have to flip it. You're going to see a problem just like this too, all right? Take your time, go through it, do the best you can. All right, let's do some more practice ones here. This one gets a little tricky too when you have like x to the 5th times x to the 3rd times x to the -12. All right, let's say you have this, okay? What I was saying earlier, and I even put it on the test itself, I would like you to go ahead and use your calculator to figure these out, all right? So as I look at this, let me go back to the problem, okay? 5 plus 3 plus -12, and I can literally go, in my calculator, I can go 5 plus 3. I can even put plus -12, and I'll still get my answer this way, okay? Make sure you understand, you can always use your calculator for these ones. So then I get x to the -4. But we don't leave it that way, remember? We have to flip it. It has to flip sides, so it goes to the bottom and becomes 1 over x to the 4th, okay? Make sure you remember that. Let's keep it going. What other ones do we have? All right, what about our divisions? We went over this today and yesterday in class. I'm making this on Thursday afternoon here for you. So what do we do here? Remember, we must move this negative up top. Oh man, my computer tends to glitches there. Make it positive, okay? If we make it positive now, how many do we have on top? 7, final answer. So you just move that -2 to the top and you multiply and you're good to go, okay? Let's do like 2 more. Just get your brain right. How about I do one, what about just like this? All right, 4 and -12. Again, you could use the calculator. I know it's subtraction. So 12 minus 4 is 8, but I know that the 12 is bigger. It's going to be -8. But you can't keep it negative. All right, and then one more. Let's just go How about x to the fourth and x to the negative 18? What do we do with that negative? We're never allowed to have negatives. Has to flip up and become positive. Now how many are on top? 18 plus 4. You add them. When they're both positive like that on top, you add them and you're good to go. All right, you guys, best of luck with this practice quiz. Do the best you can. Get this done before 2 p.m.